Hi guys. So today the question is anxiety and fear. I know it's a very delicate topic, and so many people goes through it. And so today we're just gonna ask a tip. What's one tip that we can get from this question today that can help us try to overcome anxiety and worries, overcoming fear, anxieties, and worry in our daily life.
One thing is we have to understand that fears are a true reality. Anxiety is a true reality. But the key is to understanding there's a truth to this reality that's true. And what happens is when we face things that are true and real in life and we see them, we create realities out of them. These realities come from an understanding, a knowledge, so to speak, that kind of sets itself up as a reference point in your life. And that reference point tries to set itself above truth. See? And the end of the day, the thing is when what's true in our life is trying to set itself above truth, then it's trying to surpass the knowledge of God. And it tells us in 2 Corinthians, I think it's 2 Corinthians 10:5, that we're to take every argumentative imagination and bring it down into, see, the thing is isn't that you tearing it down, so to speak. It's that you're bringing it, see, it's trying to set, here's God's truth, right? And it's trying to set itself above the truth of God. So you're not tearing it away, you're bringing it down so it discovers truth. So what's true becomes true.
Oh, so you're not tearing down, you're submitting it.
Yeah, so in essence what you're trying to do is you're trying to give it a reference point. Because listen, it's a real reality, it's a true reality, right? If somebody gets sick, that's a real reality.
I like that.
So let's bring it down to submission to the obedience of Christ to get its reference point, that this, what's true in the sickness, becomes to walk out truth, the reality of God, right? So what does this do? See, fear and anxiety simply come from setting a knowledge above God. And it becomes a reference point, it becomes another master, it becomes a stranger's voice to us that speaks to us. And it creates arguments in our head, and it creates like, God, why are you doing this to me? Why are you hurting me? Why are you allowing this to me? You should see those arguments going on in our head is because there's a knowledge that is above God. That's created, and the more we think about them, the more it starts setting itself above the knowledge. It's not that it's really above the knowledge of God. It's the fact that your reference point has become this, that you're so focused on it. That you're losing focus of your reference point. So you're just bringing it into the reference point, and you're allowing truth to trump what's true to become its master, so to speak. And then it turns what's true into truth.
So it's like you're filtering your fear, your sickness into God's truth, and you see like...
Right. So when we do this, what it does is it brings our fears into subjection to the fear of God. Because to fear God, for an example, it says, I've not given you a spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. Well, anything that takes us out of power, love, and a sound mind isn't the mind of God, it's another knowledge, right? So the idea is the fear of God is like this. It says that you were fearfully and wonderfully made by God, meaning this, that God made you from fear. So what does the fear of God look like? Well, the fear of God is looks exactly like power, love, and a sound mind, because that's the thing that fear is trying to strip you of. So when God made you, he made you a power, love, and a sound mind. He made you from that place, and he created you to be like that. So any mindset that sets itself above that knowledge, is taking that away, is a red flag instantly that gives us the ability to discern, that's not the mind of God, let me bring it into subjection. The key to overcoming fear and anxiety is to give your fear and anxiety a reference point. When Jesus becomes the reference point to that, then what happens is it's not that you're rebuking it, it's that you're bringing it into its rightful place, that it begins to walk out the true realities. let me just say this, Jesus did it. Humanity had a sin conscious problem. What did Jesus do? He didn't rebuke the problem. He didn't tear it down and destroy. No, he became the problem. The spirit becomes sin in the flesh. And he took sin in the flesh to the cross and created the old man into a brand new man and gave it a new reference point. So now your flesh has a new reference point, your mind has a new reference point, your spirit's one with Christ back to its original created reference point, and everything's living from a reference point. And this, which is love, God is love, which is your reference point, is love conquers all fear. Love destroys fear instantly. So when you give a reference point to love, it'll destroy all fear and anxiety in your life.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, because once we know that if the fear rules our life, then it becomes the reference point of our life. But if the Holy Spirit rules our life, then he becomes the reference of our life. And when the Holy Spirit reigns, that means we will not be in fear. We know there's somebody who's more powerful. But when the fear of the situation reigns, then you will know we are hopeless, because there's nobody who's so powerful in that situation.
Amen.
Thank you so much for answering our question, PaulyB. So if you have any other more question you'll want us to answer, please comment below and we'll answer your question. Thank you so much. God bless you and have a good day. Bye.